Kenny Dalglish needs just one goal to become the first man to score 100 league goals for one club in England and Scotland. The 99 he scored for Liverpool includes 7 against Ipswich, 3 of them here at Portman Road. And today he plays up front because Michael Robinson has a twisted ankle and Liverpool are forced to make their first change in 8 matches. So Ronnie Whelan plays his first league game since last April. Ipswich are unchanged, with Kevin Steggles keeping the number 5 shirt, even though Russell Osman is clear of suspension. Mark Brennan, who's 18, plays his 3rd league match in midfield, and the substitute is Mitch Davray, who scored the only goal in the corresponding match last season. Referee this afternoon is Martin Bodnam of Brighton. Not the happiest of grounds for Liverpool in red, playing from the right. They've lost on 5 of their last 9 visits in the league. This is John Walk for Ipswich. Brennan given away to Rush, but they've won 2 League Cup or Milk Cup ties here in that period, Liverpool. Alan Kennedy for them. And Sammy Lee, the furthest player forward there. Two misplaced passes early on by Ipswich. That was Kevin O'Callaghan. And against Liverpool, you can't normally afford to give the ball away. 5 is Steve Nicol. Nicol, who'll be playing more in field today with Ronnie Whelan in the wider left side position. He's wearing 10. He's chasing Walk there. And that's dangerous for Ipswich to play it across their own goal, and the shot coming in from Whelan. But Steggles was the man at fault. He's had 2 firm matches in that position and has kept Osman out today, but he tried to square that to Butcher, and it was nearly suicidal for Ipswich. Whelan had the shot. Nicol. And here's Souness. Kennedy. Good running from the midfield by Nicol, and also on the far side by Dalglish. And here's Nicol in a good position, and if he'd got hold of that properly, he must have scored. Kenny Dalglish, as always, a threat. He drifted away to the right, and when the ball was knocked in, it was Steve Nicol who had the chance, but he made a present of it, really, to Paul Cooper. Souness. Rush thinking about the early one, and it's delivered too far to the right. It ran on for a goal kick. It'll be quite interesting to see which wing O'Callaghan favours today. He made the winning goal here coming down the right last season. He's now already switched from left to right this afternoon for Ipswich. And it's he that Brennan is looking for now. Alan Kennedy got the header to stop it reaching him, and a bad back pass there by Whelan. Gates is in here for Ipswich. Tried to turn it off to Walk. And on second thoughts, might have preferred, had he got his chance again, Eric Gates, to shoot first time. Ronnie Whelan made the error. It was a bad back pass. Liverpool were guilty of one in the week against Fulham when it was Dalglish. Whelan this time, and Gates there had a chance, but he hesitated, and he tried in the end to lay it back to Johnny Walk. Lawrenson. Well, the opening minutes here, notable for the number of mistakes that have been made. So O'Callaghan has already switched wings twice, and it's a question of which fullback he feels maybe he's got the best chance against here. On the left at the moment against Neil. Putney, Burley, Brennan, and then Mariner, now Walk. Offside Gates. Here's Kennedy. And offside this time against Dalglish. The Ipswich bench with Charlie Woods, the coach, nearest to us. That's a good jump by Mariner. Rush. Putney for Ipswich. Now Brennan. Kennedy. And Sammy Lee making a break on the far side. Paul Cooper playing the part of outfield player there, and Brennan didn't help him. Rush, who was going to go for a first-time shot as Cooper tried to recover his ground. Brennan in the end made up for that mistake with a nice piece of play. And Lawrenson warded off Mariner. Well, Cooper did the right thing initially because that pass threatened to bisect his defence. That was off John Walk, and Rush gets a touch, and Dalglish comes in with McCall, who won it. Putney. Oh, and that was a good challenge on John Walk, and Ian Rush able to challenge Paul Cooper. It was Steve Nicol who won the ball initially. For Rush to run in towards goal. It was Neil forward. Now Steggles. Lawrenson. And a foul by Putney on Neil. Here's Sammy Lee. Dalglish with the flick on. It's Nicol who's forward this time. Having quite a stiff match there. Steve Nicol in midfield. O'Callaghan. And Steggles was struggling a bit there against Whelan. This is Souness, and now it's Lee, and Liverpool are looking dangerous. Rushes through, and he got a foot to it marvellously well. He was onside, so it would have counted. Sammy Lee getting it forward, and Rush, whose instinct for goals now is something people are beginning to say in the Jimmy Greaves class. He always seems to be on the end of what Liverpool produce. Early forward, Souness. And Walk. Well, so far they've hardly got the ball out to O'Callaghan, who's playing as a natural winger. Here's Mariner. This is Putney now. He's looking for Gates. And the ball was too tight for McCall. Gates, good cross, Walk! Well, by John Walk's standards, it wasn't a difficult chance. Eric Gates applied a very good cross there, under stress on the left, and Walk didn't meet it as well as he normally does. Rush. Souness. Now Whelan. Souness again. Liverpool pushing the ball about in their accustomed fashion. This is Alan Kennedy. Souness. Kennedy again. Always seems to be a red shirt available. And they just wait their time to produce the penetrating pass, which then was made by Souness, seeking out, he hoped, Dalglish. Gates fouling Lawrenson. And Hansen has the ball for Liverpool. Here's Dalglish. Steggles came into the back of him. Free kick for the tackle from behind. Referee has gone to have a word with Kevin Steggles, and Kenny Dalglish certainly felt the effects of that. Kevin Steggles so keen to do well, bearing in mind the preference for him today over Russell Osman, the England international, and perhaps they're just over-impetuous against a player who can turn you so easily. So Joe Fagan watching from the director's box, talking to the Liverpool chairman John Smith, and they're both pleased to see Kenny Dalglish has recovered from that knock. And Lee takes the free kick and wastes it. This is Walk. Gates. Putney. Offside, Mariner on the far side.
Kelly, a little bit in there. Kelly. A bit more in
Instructions
midfield.
coming
Kelly.
there from Charlie Woods for Ipswich.
Kelly.
To Kevin O'Callaghan, who has wandered from wing to wing in an attempt to get the ball, but has so far been virtually starved of it. On the left at present. Whelan, Dalglish rushes over on the far side. Whelan's in the area. Lee was there as well. Header by Steggles. Kennedy. Souness moves forward. So does Rush on the far side. And well taken by Cooper. And it was powerfully struck by Ian Rush. Here's McCall. And Neil very tight to O'Callaghan there. There are 20 minutes left in the first half. There's no score. That was Gates for Ipswich. Walk is in there. Driven clear by Whelan. Dalglish. Back to Souness. But from him, straight to McCall. Brennan. Burley. They do need some width, and it's come now from Putney. Walk's made a run across the area. Mariner's underneath this with Lawrenson, and here's Gates with a shooting chance. The block by Lawrenson. Lee. And now Rush. Oh, that's a good turn. It took 3 Ipswich players to contain Rush in that tight area. Brennan. Steggles forward. Lawrenson heading it across to Hansen, and they made it look easy. Hansen. 5 ahead of him for Liverpool, 6 now. One of them is Dalglish here. Oh, and he's got Steve Nicol in. That's a good finish. McCall, a brilliant clearance. A fantastic clearance off the line by Steve McCall. Applause ringing round the ground for one of the saves of the season, but not by the keeper. Here's Burley for Ipswich. And now it's Gates. And Grobbelaar missed it. Steve Nicol beat Paul Cooper, but Steve McCall got back. The ball looked as good as in, but he got it against the post and away. Great defending. Corner to Ipswich. O'Callaghan. Corner again. And Butcher up with Grobbelaar. Rush. Neil. Dalglish. Souness. And again, Liverpool's ability to spread the play from one side of the pitch to the other. Here's Putney. That's a good-looking ball for Mariner. And he's ahead of Lawrenson here as Mariner. Or he was, and he's still there. And he hits the outside of the goal. A very good ball by Putney, and Mariner there, Fox Lawrenson. He had to come back and try and beat him again. And in the end, his shot went the wrong side of the post from the Ipswich point of view. On by Brennan to Putney. With 10 minutes left in the first half, it's Burley now. And it was Hansen's header. And now it's Whelan's touch. And now Souness. Whelan's continued down the left. Steggles came across and took Whelan and the ball, or rather, Whelan might have thought it was an advantage there, but the free kick's been given. Souness to Dalglish. And looks for Rush, and Butcher had to stretch out one of those long legs of his to turn it out. Dalglish thinking so quickly again. Corner to Liverpool. Here's Dalglish once more. Souness. Nicol. And Paul Mariner penalised. He contested that, but Liverpool have been given a free kick. Mariner on Nicol. And Sammy Lee being encouraged by the Liverpool fans behind that goal to try a shot. It's indirect. They don't think Gates is 10 yards away. And here is Lee. Into the wall. Souness. Whelan. Walks header out. Burley. Souness was right behind him. Mariner and O'Callaghan playing it down the right the way here. Gates is in the centre. O'Callaghan, if he gets up, could still get it. And he has. And he's turned them. Give him the ball, and he can cause any defence trouble. Kevin O'Callaghan. At the other end, Cooper comes a long way again, because Liverpool are getting behind the Ipswich defence. Paul Cooper sporting a beard these days. Here's Lee. Rush. Neil. Offside. Bruce Grobbelaar, the opposite goalkeeper, seems to be growing a beard as well just at the moment. Gates onto Burley's pass. Lawrenson is with him. And still Gates. Well held by Grobbelaar. That was a good save. Whether you called it a shot or a cross, it was still a good save because Ward was coming in. And Gates really drove it. Well, it may be 0-0, but we've seen plenty of action in both penalty areas. Both goalkeepers have had to be very alert. Kennedy. Lee. Souness. Oh no, Dalglish should come shorter. O'Callaghan. Liverpool have always got a midfield man back in front of the fullback to mark him, forcing him to play a poor pass. Kennedy. And the front runner's wondering whether he's going to release it, and he does in the end, but too long. A point made to him at some distance by Dalglish. Here's Burley. Mariner, but Neil away. Now Lee. Rush taking on Butcher, and the ball was out. Brennan. Gates being pursued by Hansen, but Ipswich gain useful ground there. They're beginning to work Ipswich now up front and stretch the Liverpool defence a bit. Putney is the man taking the throw. Here's McCall. And it's had to go a long way back to Butcher, in fact. He'll look for Walk. This is where Liverpool can sometimes catch you. If Ipswich do that, it's Putney now with a chance to get it back in, and Walk is closing. Alan Kennedy away. This has been a good spell for Ipswich. They've had a fairly powerful 10 minutes. Will they get something on the end of it, I wonder? Burley. O'Callaghan in low. Header was by Neil. O'Callaghan again. What they have to guard against Ipswich is that so often Liverpool produce their best attacking moves from what essentially start off as defensive positions. Here's Souness for them now. Neil. Lee. Nichols starts to make a run. Just 4 minutes left in the first half here. Score is 0-0, but it could quite easily have been 2-2. Here's Lee. Rush. And McCall, seeing that Dalglish was cutting the back pass off, but he's given it to Souness, who shoots! On the break, it's Burley. Brennan. McCall. Ipswich have 4 men pushed well forward. Gates trying to shake off Lawrenson. Here's Putney. 3 waiting in the centre for the cross. And Grobbelaar stretches, and his handling's been good in this first half. Everything has stuck. A close thing for Ipswich. Here's Lee. And off the head of Steggles. And O'Callaghan, this time on the right again. Again, the midfield player has gone back to defend. It was Whelan. This is Gates. Now Burley. Oh, under the legs of Gates nicely, and back to him from Mariner, and Gates shoots off the legs of Hansen. Good stuff from Ipswich and Eric Gates. Butcher with the keeper, whose punch this time wasn't so good, and Dalglish was needed on the edge of the area there. As it is, it's Mariner. signals for handball waved away, and Mariner, in his reaction to that decision, fouls Nicol, and I think Paul Mariner will have his name taken. Two things to be said about that. He was penalised on the edge of his own area a few minutes ago, so technically it's his second offence, although the second one was the worst. It was a trip, and I think it was out of frustration because Mariner felt his earlier ball had been handled by Ronnie Whelan, and he instinctively then went and committed the foul. So, coming into the last minute of the first half. Here's Whelan. Well, that was a touch from Boddenham there. He's the ref. Steve McCall on the ball. Mariner again with that spring leap of his, but he was beaten by Hansen. This is Whelan. Dalglish has got some space, and Ipswich were caught. And he's caught them again with the ball into Ronnie Whelan. Souness, saved by Cooper. Ipswich were lucky because Dalglish had opened things up, and Liverpool should have scored. Ronnie Whelan's first touch possibly letting him down there. Again, an indication that he's not necessarily had much match practice recently, certainly not in the first division anyway. And he, in the end, had to give it to Souness, and Cooper managed to save in time being added on for stoppages at the end of quite an exciting first half here. An eventful first half, with perhaps the most memorable incident being the goal line save by Steve McCall from Steve Nicol. But as it is, the half-time score is 0-0. Ronnie Moran and Tommy Eggleston on their way to the bench for the start of the second half. Liverpool playing now from the left. Have lost only 2 out of 22 matches since the Charity Shield. And indeed are unbeaten in their last 12, and they get an offside decision there against Eric Gates. And indeed, in those 22 matches, Liverpool have kept 12 clean sheets, so Ipswich have got a record to dent there if they can. It was forward by Lawrenson, header by Steggles, and then by Lee. Rush, and Walks header back. This is Brennan. It was a tight game here in the league last year, I remember. Ipswich won it with a second-half goal. This is McCall to Mariner, and now Brennan. Walk is spread to the right, and Gates is offside on the left. 23,800 the officially declared attendance, which is just about 500 less than watched the match last season. Here's Burley. Offside Mariner this time. Souness. Dalglish. Kennedy. Neal. And it was a foul by Butcher on Rush. Every time Ian Rush goes down, there'll be a few flutters in the Welsh camp because he's so vital to their European Championship prospects, quite apart from his value to Liverpool. David Hodgson is warming up in case. Joe Fagan has actually paid David Hodgson quite a compliment recently, saying that his attitude while he's been out of the side has been really excellent. And he's been Liverpool's best fan, says Joe. Anyway, on with the action. A free kick taken by Souness. And George Burley covered behind the other defenders. Rush is now back on his feet and mobile again, it would seem, as he challenges Steve McCall. And here's Gates against Hansen. Both teams have really searched for that swift break. Haven't quite found the finish yet. Souness to Rush. Dalglish, and Rush, who was injured a minute ago, hasn't got the freedom of movement yet to reach passes like that. Here's Brennan. There's Hansen on Gates. The referee let play go. Souness forward to Nicol. Cooper getting good height on his kick, enabling Mariners to get a flick to it. But it was Lawrenson and Grobbelaar, who always enjoys playing to the crowd at least once in every match. Besides that, he'll display a little bit of skill. John Walk's header. There's Lawrenson. Been playing for an hour. We still await the opening goal. McCall. And Neal. Butcher. Mariners touch and O'Callaghan following his own run forward, and Walk is through. And Johnny Walk. Mariner had a hand in the build-up, but John Walk got it. And O'Callaghan earlier in the move was twice involved. It started with him. When it ricocheted, he corrected it once more. Mariner was in there too. Walk ran on. They beat the offside trap. And Walk pushed it past Grobbelaar. 61 minutes gone, Ipswich take the lead, with John Walk's 94th league goal for them, which will have pleased them down there on the bench. Rush for Liverpool, who sometimes bounce back very quickly indeed. Alan Kennedy. Souness. Whelan. There's a real moral in that goal we can talk about in a moment, but Ipswich meantime have Putney on the ball, and the moral is really to score against Liverpool, you've got to try and get a midfield player through to beat the square line defence. Brian Robson proved it in the Charity Shield, and John Walk proves it conclusively again today. Lawrenson. Souness. And Walk now seen in defence. Been played short for Dalglish. He's got it! That's the goal that Kenny Dalglish wanted. He's made history. No wonder the Liverpool players go to him. Joe Fagan's glad that Liverpool are level, but Kenny Dalglish is in the record books. The first man to score 100 league goals for the same club in Scotland,
and 100 for an English club. And what a goal with which to clinch the century. Cutting in from the right and firing it beautifully wide of Cooper into the far side of the goal. So the Liverpool supporters, away to the left, are able to celebrate as Sammy Lee, who was injured in the build-up, gets attention. It came in 63 minutes, and typically just after Liverpool had gone behind. How often they've done that, rebounded straight away. Well, that's quite a moment to witness, especially for those of us here at the ground, and it'll be recorded throughout football. A momentous feat by a famous player. Quite a few other players got close to this particular record of Dalglish's in their careers. 100 for one club and 90-odd for another. Alan Gilzean was one, Joe Baker was another, and Hughie Gallagher. But Dalglish has rewritten the pages today. Putney for Ipswich. Terrific save by Grobbelaar. Good effort by Trevor Putney. First time out of nothing. And Grobbelaar showing what an accomplished goalkeeper he's now become. Butcher's on the near post with the flick. Wart was nearly in. And Souness tries to ward off Putney. Well, this has really set the game up now. There are 25 minutes to go, and Liverpool are streaming forward here. If Lawrenson can play it to the right, there's real chances. Lee. They've got so many players up, and Dalglish was in there again. Well, that's been about the best 5 minutes football I've seen this season. Ipswich score, Liverpool score, and it could easily have been number two, first at one end and then at the other. Foul by Lawrenson on Gates. It just reflects that even though there were no goals in the first half, it's been a match full of opportunity for forwards. Away by Alan Kennedy. So the Liverpool fans who've so often seen their side come from behind, won't be any surprise to them, the quick reply. Butcher got a flick, Mariner. Overhead, good effort. Paul Mariner. Here's Lee. Dalglish again threatening against Steggles. Putney. Halfway through the second half, Ipswich Town 1, Liverpool 1. A fine match just at the moment. Offside against Mariner. Everything coming to the boil in a 5-minute spell there. Nicely done by Brennan, and then by Walk, offside against Putney. But again, the midfield player is the man trying to get through the Liverpool ranks. There's going to be a substitution now by Ipswich. Mark Brennan, 18, comes off, and the man coming on, Mitch Davray. Davray, who scored the winning goal against Liverpool here last season.
He'll play up front with Paul Mariner, and Eric Gates will drop back into midfield to fill the hole left by the departure of young Brennan. Header by Walk. Looking for Lee. It's my impression that Ian Rush hasn't been quite as mobile in the Liverpool attack since he took that knock about a quarter of an hour ago. May have slowed him down rather, I fancy. Here's Burley. And Mariner trying to turn Hansen, but at least he shook him off. Mariner can forage a bit now because there's another tall target man up there with the arrival of Davray. Gates, Walk. Lee. Now rushes going through the centre. And oh, it was Steggles. What a fantastic save, Dalglish! No! Blocked by McCall, I think. Yes, it was. Well, there's a back foul by Souness in the midfield. Mariner, but meantime, oh, it's out on the far side. Let's go back to where we were, because Kevin Steggles nearly put the ball in his own goal. He lofted it back, but while I'm telling you about that, a booking for Graham Souness. Graham Souness is being booked by the referee, and I suspect that's because he fouled Paul Mariner way back behind the play, while Ipswich continued their attack. The referee booked Graham Souness for the foul on Mariner, which happened when the ball had gone. But Paul Cooper somehow got the Steggles back pass out of the goal. When it came out, it seemed that Dalglish must score, and Steve McCall blocked it. Dalglish helping it on to Lee. It was well lofted across, and the volley there was by Ronnie Whelan. This time by Hansen on Paul Mariner, as the game gets a little too lively. We've had Souness booked, we've had Mariner booked, and now Alan Hansen being called to the referee, and he's being booked as well.
Get Kelly here, man!
McCall shoots, there's a deflection on that. Steggles. Here's Walk. Davray. Walk's coming through again.
Just shoved off the ball when he was about to get power into his shot there, John Walk. Steggles' header. That's McCall forward. Neil. Dalglish. Burley. And Davray, a good header for Gates. Took it early, which was possibly the right thing to do there. But just got underneath it too much, Eric Gates. Again, good direct football from Ipswich and a good touch by Mitch Davray. Gates' volley going over with 15 minutes left. Neil to Lee. This is Lawrence. Butcher taking rush and Steggles still marking Dalglish. Steve McCall. Mariner. What a fine effort to get O'Callaghan through beyond Kennedy. Whelan. Nicol. Steve McCall just edging that across to Putney. Looking for Davray. Lawrenson was there first. And Gates. It's a good pass. Walk. Burley going up outside him. The two big fellas in the middle. But there were two big fellas there for Liverpool too, and one of them was Hansen. From Burley's cross. Putney. Walk is wide on the left. And Mariner is up with Kennedy. Souness appeals. The ball finally does go out, and the appeal is turned down. It's a corner. Souness kicks the ball away, which is slightly dangerous when you've already been booked. O'Callaghan to take the kick for Ipswich. Save. Davray's was the header, and Grobbelaar kept it out. Quite how, from this angle, I just don't know. Butcher got up and didn't make contact. Davray did, and Grobbelaar's had a good afternoon. Well, only 2 minutes left, but as we all know from past experience, Liverpool are as dangerous in the 90th as they are in the first. And Ipswich themselves still searching for the winner, losing possession to Ronnie Whelan. Dalglish held back by Gates. The referee is playing an advantage, or trying to. Neil. Davray. Mariner had run offside then, but Walk hadn't, and that was the ball that almost got through. This is Hansen. Lee. Rush. It's dangerous, but Steggles is there. You have to concentrate against Rush all the time.
The rain starting to come down late in the day here. Indeed, we're into the last minute of normal time. Trying to find Davray, who would have been free down the left. Stoppage time now then here. On by Whelan. Dalglish tries to get a touch. Rush is hovering. Steve McCall. Oh, he tried well on the ball a moment there. This is Gates. Nice play. And he's onside. It's Mariner. And Grobbelaar. That was a terrific piece of anticipation by the goalkeeper. To foil, really good stuff from Grobbelaar. Burley. But it's still on for Ipswich, maybe. O'Callaghan. And Davray. Gates tries to get in and away by Nicol. Well, he's had his critics as Bruce Grobbelaar, but that was a fine piece of judgment to come to meet Mariner that far out. And it may well have saved a point, or in a sense saved 2 points for Liverpool here. Because Ipswich look to be on for a possible winner with Mariner through. Rush. Lee. Neil. Shooting down with rain now in this time being added on for injuries. Kennedy. Burley got a header in, so did Dalglish. Oh, and the flag went up because, in fact, the kick wasn't even outside the 18-yard area. Butcher, who was nearly caught.